This week on the Bluff Sports Zone, highlights of the #1 team in the nation live up to its billing. Sending a message. Do the Falcons fly into the playoffs with flying colors? No love lost. The Reavers and Tigers one more time. And running on empty, but whose gas tank is full? Hello, I'm JJ Davis, and welcome to our latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone. Now, I'm sure most people know by now who's #1, baby. But of course, I've said before, getting there is one thing, staying there is another. Top-ranked Iowa Western is riding high on the hog, #1 in the nation. And not to mention, the Reavers are getting set to move into a brand spanking new building, one of the best, if not the best, in all of JUCO land. Now, there are 4 regular season games left, the next 2 at home. Here's IWTV student Brent Pentecost.
The #1 Iowa Western Reavers host the Highland Scotties at Titan Field for a pink out. Honorary captain for the Reavers, Pat Butterfield, is escorted to the coin toss. The Scotties strike first. Albert Howard snags the 5-yard pass. Highland up 7-0. The Reavers would battle back as Kai Loxley finds Hill on the cross. Mike Hill bursts down the sidelines for 60 of his 184 yards receiving on the day. Makai Sargent finishes it up, barreling into the end zone. Ogamba PAT good, and it's all knotted up at 7. We head to the second, still tied. Start of the second, and Loxley finds Hill again. This time, though, Mike takes it to the house. 76 yards. Reavers lead 14-7. After a Scotty field goal, Kai gets sacked and loses the handle. Highland recovers. Jamison cashes in on the turnover, and Highland takes a 17-14 lead. Ensuing kickoff with 30 seconds left. Marquise Hallback finds the seam, and he goes untouched. Down the sideline, 75 yards. The Reavers' first since a game against Iowa Central in 2013. That will take us to half. Iowa Western up 21-17. Scotties threatening to upset the #1 Reavers. Narikis Driver finishes the opening drive off, and the Scotties are back up 24-21. The Reavers to punt. No, it's a fake. Hunter Penninger rumbles down the sideline for 50 yards. First down, Iowa Western. It's the Mike Hill Show, everybody, and we're just lucky to witness it. 12 yards and a couple broken tackles. Reavers regain the lead, 27-24. Guy Loxley, who only threw 3 incompletions, finds Vincent Perry, who bursts into the end zone from 39 yards out. Iowa Western now up 41-24. The third quarter ends with the Reavers finding their stride. This isn't getting old for us. Loxley to Hill. Hill breaks another tackle and scampers into the end zone for his 3rd of the day. Iowa Western takes the victory, 48-24.
Good because we won, and there's a lot of teaching points to this, and that we got to understand, our kids got to understand that we are going to get everybody's best game. They're going to try to knock us off, and so hopefully we can learn from this that we have to come out and be ready to go.
Well, we work for this every day of practice. We come out and work. Like this the reward that comes with it. Working hard, you get this. You be the #1 team. #1 team, you gotta keep working hard because you got a bullseye on your back. So we think about that every day.
I know I was the leading rusher, but I definitely knew, every time we faked the punt, everybody's feelings and emotions kind of get higher and higher. So we were down, and I figured it was the perfect time to do it. Did it, and it was a game changer.
Next up for the Reavers, they battle Iowa Central for the Kinney Cup in the 100th game in the history of Iowa Western Reaver football. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Brent Pentecost.
Thanks, Brent. All right, so the #1 team in the nation shows why it's #1. And speaking of the numbers, This Mike Hill is tearing it up. The freshman just 4 catches, but 484 yards and 3 touchdowns. What a weapon he's become. Now, Coach Stroh told me his young receivers were good, but how good? We're finding out. Kai Loxley continues to be a difference maker, and you'd think opposing teams would know Hunter Pinniger's name by now. Make that now 4 straight games with a fake punt, and that 50-yard run couldn't have come at a better time with Big Blue trailing in the 3rd quarter. So make that now 7-1 for the #1 team in JUCO land. Next up, the battle for the Kinney Cup and winless Iowa Central. Who's #1 on the soccer field? Iowa Western and Marshalltown, like old times. Feasting. The Yellow Jackets look to go out with a buzz when we come back.
We asked a group of employees what makes our bank special, and here's what they said.
We're available to help our community grow.
We are available to explain the benefits of electronic banking.
Being available to our customers and communities is not only what ties us together, but also what you want most from your financial institution. And our new name says just that. Welcome to Avela Bank.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill Meyer Woodring Family-Owned Funeral Home, serving Council Bluffs in Southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
Tough month for TJ. The Yellow Jackets here on defense struggled last week against Lewis Central. Thomas Jefferson is out of the playoff picture. So, what's left? Well, one last win and another 5-4 season. But back-to-back winning seasons for only the 2nd time in school history. And that's something the Yellow Jackets can hang their hats on, and more motivation for next year. Thomas Jefferson shut out Des Moines Hoover 41-0 last year. Cameron Baker gets it started, 18-yard touchdown run. Early 2nd quarter, QB Colton Kinney to Reggie Evans, and the senior turns it into a 40-yard scoring play, 21-7 Yellow Jackets. But not even a minute later, Byron Jarrett hits Dominic Wright, a 53-yard TD strike, 21-14.
We stop ourselves, they can't stop us. Be good every snap.
The home team runs for a crazy 672 yards. Baker again, 27-14 TJ, under 8 minutes left in the half. The Huskies quarterback throws for 449 yards, 7 touchdowns, including this 43-yard rainbow to Jerome Jefferson. After one of 3 Jackets turnovers, Jarrett and Jefferson again, a 56-yard scoring play, 27 all at the break. The scoring explosion continues 3rd quarter. Jarrett to Wright from 5 yards out. And then, less than a minute to go in the 3rd, Eontae Ware takes the handoff. And number 33, 88 yards for the score. 48-33 visitors heading into the 4th quarter. But Thomas Jefferson storms right back. Cameron Baker, 35 carries, 313 yards. And this, one of his 5 TDs. TJ trails 48-47, just over 7 minutes to play. The Yellow Jackets drive 81 yards, 7 plays all on the ground. Baker, the final 8, 55-48 Jackets, 3:06 to go. But too much time left for Hoover. Where? Falls in from 10 yards out. Huskies down by 1. They go for 2. Byron Jarrett to Dominic Wright. And this one goes to the Dogs. 56-55. What a track meet.
2-point conversion good. That's exactly what I was going to say. You get into a track meet like that, it's pretty unpredictable. You can only just kind of roll with it and hope you end up with the ball last.
I mean, we really wanted to go out on a better note than that, but there's nothing we can do now.
I was heartbroken, to be honest. I really wanted this game, especially, again, for my seniors. I know that I've been playing with them ever since I was little, and so to lose this game and to watch them go away without another winning season is kind of hard for me.
I think last year we were able to do some things because teams just felt we were the same old TJ. And then during the off season this year, I think teams realized, hey, these new Yellow Jackets are serious about this, and we better figure out how to defend them, better figure out how to play these guys. And teams did a good job of figuring that thing out. Now it's the ball's in our court. We got to figure out what we're going to do next.
Great season, guys. So TJ starts off 4-1 and finishes 4-5.
All in all three. 1, 2, 3. All in.
Abraham Lincoln finishes at 2-7. The Lynx lose big to their counterparts in Des Moines, 62-13. The dumpster, Jasper Stottlemyre, gives the Lynx the early lead, but it was all downhill from there. The Wolfman, John Wolf, said afterwards that he's disappointed with the one-loss record. And for AL, there's always next year. Now to St. Albert. The Birds were banged up. The Falcons home against Griswold. Now, the Tigers forfeited last year, so I'm thinking this is going to be a blowout with or without the studs. Here's IDub TV student Mark LaFleur.
The mighty 6th-ranked Falcons tackle the Griswold Tigers. Second quarter, Lance Wright decides to take this one himself from 3 yards out. 42-0 home team. Later in the quarter, handoff to Luke Gronstel. The senior takes it to the outside for a 23-yard gain. Wait, he's not done yet. Number 24 again with his second touchdown of the night. Bennett Gronstel wants a taste of the competition. 40-yard touchdown run. Both brothers with a pair of touchdowns. The visitors not letting up, but the pass is overthrown. Intercepted by Tyler Brown. Senior knocked out of bounds. A penalty on the play moves the ball back. But no problem. Screen pass to Cy Patterson. The freshman takes it to the outside for an amazing 57-yard TD run. St. Albert tames the Tigers 56-14.
We knew Griswold was going to be a good ball club, and they always play real physical and run the ball real well. And we've played them in the past historically, so we knew they'd be a physical ball club, but we're confident in ourselves.
The Falcons will host Westwood Friday night, October 27th, in the first round of the playoffs. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Mark LaFleur.
Thanks, Mark. Lewis Central blasts its way into the playoffs in a big way. Now, the Titans have scored 147 points in their last 3 games for an average of 49 points per. Whoa! Next up from Mad Max and the gang, another trip to the capital city in Valley West. Now, remember last year, West ended LC season with a resounding 45-7 win, but that was last year. The postseason party is about to begin. Football, baby. And they're off and running, qualifying for state. Anybody from the Bluffs? Gut check time for the Iowa Western men's soccer team. Yay or nay? After the break.
For 3 decades, thousands of Southwest Iowa athletes have relied on our team, Jenny Ed Sports Med. Our sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury. And with our partners at Ortho Nebraska, we assure you'll get your own personal roadmap back to action. Don't forget about our free walk-in clinic, open every Saturday morning, August through October. Jenny Ed Sports Med.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I had something called autism. My family got me help.
Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Regional final last year. Iowa Western punches in the only goal. The Reavers knock off perennial nemesis Marshalltown and are off to nationals again. So here we go again. Only this time it's during the regular season. But it doesn't matter because whenever these two get together, it's always a knockdown, drag-out affair. Here's IWTV student Chris Nation.
As the leads start to change, Big Blue gets ready for their matchup with the Tigers from Marshalltown. Reavers start early with some fancy footwork, but just not yet. Later, Jao Birche bullies his way to the goal and drops it off to Solomon Constant. Constant gets past the defender, foolish enough to try and stop him, and hits Matthew Wu Ling. The freshman puts it in the back of the net. Good guys up 1-0. Later in the half, a home team with the free kick, Iowa Western with 15 shots, 5 on goal.
Number 11.
The sophomores get recognized at halftime.
From Sao Paulo, Brazil, midfielder, number 12, Matias Fejas.
In the second half, the visitors try to claw their way back into the match. Snapshot towards the goalie, but no problem. Then Quasi Jep Allen receives the touch pass and has a breakaway. But comes up a little short. IW holds on 1-0.
I mean, they're ahead of us in the rankings. They're in first place in the conference, so I think the guys knew exactly what was riding on the line. So great performance. We had a game plan, very different from the last 2 years. So it worked. We were very happy with the result. So to keep clean sheets like we're doing right now is very promising too. So as long as we continue to battle, I think we'll go far this year.
I think we knew that it was going to be one of the harder games in the season. So all week I was talking with the guys about it. They've been talking about it amongst themselves. What do we need to do to get better? What part of our press needs to improve? And I think really we came in with the mindset of just being prepared and playing our hardest, giving all out there.
The goal always gives us the momentum, and we just maintained it. I mean, the other team, they gave us a good run for our money and just showed great character to maintain.
For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Chris Nation.
Thanks, Chris. And then there's the volleyball team. Second-ranked Iowa Western closes out its home regular season schedule against Northeast. So that means, as always, it's sophomore night. Time to say goodbye to the Fab Five. Here's IWTV student Brandon Shanahan.
Sophomore night at Canesville. Five Reavers play their last regular season match at home as the second-ranked team in the country looking to sweep the season series with Northeast. First set, one of those sophomores, Michaela Doyle, getting it started with a kill. IW up 5-0 early. Big Blue doesn't stop. Irina Alexieva squeezes one past the Hawks. Redshirt freshman staying aggressive as Ali Verzani gets a pair of kills. The Reavers take set 1 25-11. Second set, Hawks can't handle Caitlin Cooper as she fires off a kill. The All-American led the way with 14. Freshman Morgan Bossler finding space in the back, 21-13 Reavers. Set point and Cooper back to serve, and she seals it with the ace, 25-14 home team. Because who doesn't love an ace? Third set, after falling behind 7-4, Alexieva gets another kill to add to her weekly total of 60. Good enough to earn Irina NJC AA Player of the Week. Zani again pulverizing another point. Iowa Western runs away 25-14. Reavers with their 8th straight sweep.
Definitely very emotional because it is my last game,
and there's 5 other sophomores that got to play tonight, and it was just really fun to play with all of them.
We were mostly focused throughout the whole game. I felt like this game, it was just a normal game, and we didn't take it too serious or not too serious. It was just a normal game, and we just did what we had to do to get the W. I felt like everyone came together and made the experience unbelievable, and I will never forget this night.
For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Brandon Shanahan.
Thanks, Brandon. The Halloween Classic at Jefferson College is next. For the Big Blue Machine, no problem. Second-ranked Iowa Western drops just 1 set and goes 4-0. The Reavers now a sparkling 30-1, including the last 15 matches in a row. Now Coach A. Will says, can't lose from here on out. Big Blue hoping for the number 2 seed if it makes it all the way to nationals. Now the high school volleyball season shifts into high gear. That's right, playoffs. Yeah, we're talking playoffs. First up, the Class 2A 4th-ranked team in the state. Here's IWTV student Matt Case.
Second-seeded St. Albert plays host to the Eagles of Underwood in the regional quarterfinals. Early in set 1, Underwood back to serve, and Saints senior Sydney McLaren hammers home one of her 17 kills. Home team leads 4-2. Next up, Alicia Johnson serves, and seniors McLaren and Kaylin Wettengel block the Eagles' return. St. Albert has 14 blocks for the match. It's 20-11. Now at set point, Underwood sends it into the net, and the home team takes number 1 25-16. In set number 2, Jordan Blaha deals the ace, and the Saints march quickly to a 2-0 lead. Later on, call it deja vu. Blaha gets her second ace in the set, and St. Albert cruises in this one 25-8. Blaha had an 87% serve efficiency for the match. Moving on to set number 3. Senior Lexi Petrie delivers the perfect set for McLaren. Petrie had 30 of the Saints' 34 assists. Home team leads 3-2. Now at match point, St. Albert shuts the door one last time, winning the third set 25-13 and the match 3-0.
Message was just to make sure that we take care of business tonight. We haven't played in over a week, and it was just making sure that we came in and competed, but also finished off the match and didn't ride a roller coaster too much. We know we have to stay composed. We have to go out and execute our game plan. And then, no matter who's across the net, we know that there's always things that we need to do a little bit better at. And it's just working on those little things. So it's just basically trying to clean up our side of the net right now.
The Saints are now 2 wins away from another trip to the state tournament. For the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm Matt Case.
Thanks, Matt. Our play of the week is next. Football, soccer, volleyball, oh my. And nothing left. State cross country. This is it on the other side.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Council Bluffs is a growing, vibrant community. It's becoming a modern 21st century community.
We will be the largest free Wi-Fi hotspot in the United States.
Our vision is about building a community where families want to live and businesses want to locate.
We see that as a great potential enhancement for future growth in the city.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
You know, every time I cover cross country, I marvel at the student athletes. They give it their all, step by step, mile by mile. The Class 4A state qualifying meet is held down the hill at Iowa Western. Now, top-ranked West Des Moines Dowling is there, not to mention some of the other big dogs from outside Council Bluffs.
On your marks.
63 girls from 9 schools take off. The top 15 qualify for state. 3.1 miles later, Kelsey Schweizer from Team Champ West Des Moines Dowling comes home first, 18 minutes 58 seconds. Lewis Central's Isabella Smith finishes just under 2 minutes later, good for 20th.
I felt pretty good during the race. This is one of my favorite courses. I think it goes by pretty fast. And there's a lot of hills, so that makes it a little bit difficult, but also more fun.
And then, it's the guys' turn.
Top 15 is next group, so get on!
Matthew Carmody, again from Team Champ Dowling, chugs in first, 15-17. Top finisher from the Bluffs, Archie Powders from TJ, 17-21, good for 28th place.
There was good competition there, and we had to push each other, and I just had to push myself to, do what I can do, and I had to believe in myself to do the things that I can do.
Got him out good.
Lewis Central edges out Thomas Jefferson on the boys' side for 6th place overall. The Abraham Lincoln girls finish 5th. In Class 1A, the St. Albert boys take 3rd and qualify for state. The Saints' Gracie Springman finishes 5th and is headed to Fort Dodge. Now it's time for our Play of the Week. Now, we've seen some interesting play so far, and this week, Thomas Jefferson closes out its season against Des Moines Hoover. Second quarter, Colton Kinney to Reggie Evans. The senior turns it into a 40-yard scoring play. It's Reggie's only catch of the season. Now, the Yellow Jackets lose a tough one, 56-55, but Reggie Evans with our Play of the Week. Okie dokie, get ready to celebrate. The postseason pate is here in high school volleyball and football. And you know, the Reavers are going to join the fun soon too. So everybody say, yeah! Now remember, as always, to keep it here for more news and information in your community by tuning in to the Council Bluffs News with Brandon Taverdi. And so for this latest edition of the Bluff Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and as always, I'll see you around.